students. This is day second in the continuation of the civics chapter, public facilities. Students, in day 1 we started the chapter and we covered few topics like what is the meaning of public facility. I told you the facility which is provided as a basic necessity of the life to everyone irrespective of caste, creed, gender, social and economic background is the public facility. I told you on that the examples also. Then we on that day we did water as a public facility, and in this particular topic we covered the water problem in Chennai in 4 different cities, wherein the different class of people were living and different type of problem they were facing related to the water. Then we covered on that day the water present scenario. What is the present situation of water problem and water supply in India? And last topic on that day we covered about water as a fundamental right to life. In this we covered on that day that under the Article 21, our Indian Constitution recognizes water as a fundamental right to life, and it is very much essential and to be provided by the government to the everyone, right? So students, in day 2, in the continuation of the public facilities chapter, further we are going to cover the few more topics like other essential public facilities. We will be studying about some more facilities which government is providing to us as a public facilities. Then what is the role of the government in providing the public facilities? Then we will also cover what is budget and how it is connected to the government, what is the use of the budget for the government, and if the government is providing the public facilities to all of us, then from where does the government get the money, right? So these are the 4 topics which we will be covering in today's class. So let us start with our first topic, public facility, other essential public facilities. So students, apart from the water, there are other essential facilities also. For example, transport, electricity, then education, then food supply, then healthcare facility, and the last is sanitation facilities. So apart from the water, these are the other essential services which the government is providing to us. Now the question arises, if government is providing all these facilities, then how the government manages the funds? In order to provide all such facilities, all of us are enjoying these facilities at a very nominal rate which everyone can afford, right? So in order to provide all such facilities, how the government manages the funds? So I hope this topic is clear to you. What are the other essential services which the government is providing to us, and we are enjoying all these services not by paying much. We are paying very nominal charges in order to have such type of facilities. So let us see how the government manages to provide such type of facilities. So students, before knowing about that, first of all, I would like to tell you about what is the role, what are the functions of the government in order to provide the public facilities. First of all, the main essential function of the government is to provide public facilities to everyone, right? So the facilities should be available to everyone. This is one of the most important function task done by the government. Then second is, apart from the availability, it should be affordable by everyone. Now what is the meaning of affordability? Means purchasing power. The prices of such all, which facilities, the prices of these facilities should be set by the government so nominal that it should be affordable by rich class, middle class and poor class as well. So I hope I am clear over here what is the meaning of affordability and what is the meaning of availability. Then third one main important function is that government should take the responsibility to provide such facilities irrespective of task given to private sector, private companies. Now what is the meaning of this function? Students, this point we can more understand with the help of one example. Suppose your mother is here and she is supposed to prepare the food for the few guests are coming, right, at your home. Now she knows that there is a too much burden of all type of work, so small task, in order to get rid of the overburden of the task, she can hand over, she can give the responsibility to you of the salad cutting, of the room dusting, like small tasks, so that she would not feel so overburdened. So she can give few easy tasks to you, but if she is giving this task to you, it doesn't mean that you will be held responsible for not doing the particular thing. It was the task of your mother only, and in order to make it easy, she has handed over some tasks to you. Now if there is some problem in salad cutting or room dusting, then your mother cannot deny that it was not her task. Although she has given it to you, but ultimate responsibility of will remain in the hand of your mother only. She will be responsible in front of the guest for the tasty food as well as the cleaning of the house, right? She will take the responsibility. If she has given some task to you, you are performing it or you are not performing it, ultimately your mother will be responsible for the entire task, right? At the end of the day, she will take the responsibility. In the similar manner, now what was the point over here? The responsibility to provide such facility irrespective of task given to the private company will remain in the hand of the government only, right? Now in some cases, government can give tasks to the private companies to maintain better quality of the work done by the government. So in order to maintain the better quality in each and every area, government can hand over few tasks to the private companies, but it doesn't mean that the private companies can be held responsible for the task done by the done on behalf of the government. Ultimately, whether the private companies are doing the work for the government, ultimately the government at the end will responsible for the particular task, providing better quality, providing better services, right? So overall responsibility of providing public facilities to everyone so that it should be available, it should be affordable to all, will remain in the hand of the government irrespective of the task handed over to the private companies. I hope this point is clear to you. On the other hand, in the previous year also, in civics chapter, in one of the chapter, we also came to know that the private companies, no doubt, students, why we go if we fell ill, you prefer to go to the private hospital or the government hospital? I know surely your answer will be your parents will prefer to go to the private hospital. Why? Because the private hospitals or the private companies, no doubt their quality is far better than, right, their technology is far better than the government concerns. Matter of cleanliness is very much high in case of the private concern. But in order to provide all these services, what is there, what is the main thing of the private companies? They charge extra money and they gain more profit, right? If the government is providing us the all the services at the nominal prices, but for the same services, if we enjoy from the private company, then definitely for having the better quality, better technology and cleanliness, we have to pay more, and the more charges are charged by the private companies, and similarly their profit is, their main purpose is to gain the profit. Whereas in case of the in case the such type of facilities, if the government is providing, so it keeps in its mind that it should set the prices so nominal that even the poor class of the society can enjoy the particular facilities, right? So ultimate responsibility for providing the public facility will remain in the hands of the government only. Students, our next topic connected to the functioning of the government is the budget. Now, what is the meaning of the budget? In simple term, it is an annual account of which thing? Income and expenditure, right? So what is the definition of the budget? Students, listen it carefully. The government presents an annual account of income and expenditure before the parliament on first day of February every year. And that is called the budget. Students, we can more better know about the budget with the help of one example. Suppose your father is earning and salary come to your house, right? Now suppose salary is 50,000 rupees. Suppose salary is 50,000 rupees, and which comes either at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month, right? So depending upon the resource availability, your mother plans for the monthly expenditure. Like out of 50,000, 20,000 will be expenditure on the education, plus the health. Then 5,000 will be other, including milk expenses and the electricity expenses. And in this way she plans for the entire month. She makes the entire month budget so that the all the expenses should be less than the income, and at the end of the month your mother manages to save for future expectancies, right? So if out of 50,000, if 35,000 are spent in a month and 15,000 are left, so this is called the saving. And in this way the government also work. Government prepares the budget, and in this government prepares the account of the income and the expenditure of the previous year, and income and expenditure which is likely to be incurred in the particular year. So in this way the government prepares the estimation of all its expenses, and depending upon the amount of the expenditure the government plans for the income, ki what are the sources of the income and how much income we should collect for the entire year to make the expenditure to satisfy the expenditure for the entire year in the form of public facilities. Now expenditure is the public facility which the government provides to the everyone. Now what is the income of the government? That is our next topic, from where the government earns the income. So students, our next topic is from where does the government get the money in order to provide the facilities as a public facilities to the each and everyone. So students, have you ever noticed, if you go to the restaurant, whenever you eat over there, whatever you eat over there in the restaurant, whenever the bill comes, have you seen the bill slip? Yes, the same thing I want to convey to you. Out of in the bill, apart from the total money which you have spent in order to eat the food in the restaurant, apart from that, there is a GST also which is included. Now, what is this GST? GST is a form of tax which is passed by the restaurant owner to the government. Same way, if you go to cinema hall and if you watch a movie over there, before watching the movie you book the tickets, and if you have seen anytime the slip of that particular movie book, the tickets of booking the movie, so if you have watched in that particular slip, so you will come to know that in that particular slip also there is a entertainment cess. What is this? This is again is a form of tax which we pay to the government. So that is the answer of our next topic, from where does the government gets the money. So very simple, government gets the money in the form of the taxes to be charged from the we people, from the public. So students, do you remember any other tax which is coming in your mind? Yes, there are lot of taxes like water tax, like road tax. See, road tax we are paying in the form of toll tax, all of you know that. And property tax, whatever the property your father is carrying, he has to pay the tax on the property every year. Then land tax, entertainment tax, which I had just conveyed to you, what is entertainment tax. So these are the taxes. What is the meaning of tax over here? Tax is the compulsory payment. Tax is the compulsory payment to be given to the government, right? So what is the income of the government in order to provide the public facilities? These are the only income sources of the government to provide the public facilities. Government charge certain taxes from the public, and by collecting the tax, government further use these tax money in order to provide the public facilities only. I hope the today's topic are clear to you. In our next class we will be covering more topics. Till then, take care. Bye.